God is always with you. The Bible is the story of God working in the lives of his people throughout history, and it records God saying to his children over and over and over again that he is with them. God is constantly speaking his purpose into the lives of his children. He does so through his word and through the leading of the Holy Spirit. When God speaks purpose into someone's life, Christians often call that calling. You may hear God's people say, God called me to this or to that. It's their faith in God's purpose for their life. It may be his purpose for the big things like jobs, relationships, or opportunities to give and to serve, or it may be his purpose for the moment or for the day. Someone may say, God is leading me to help a coworker, a friend, or a stranger with an immediate need, or to give someone a word of encouragement or hope. How does God speak? Well, that requires a long answer for another time, but the summary is God is the source of all that is loving and good. If you have a thought or impression that is good, right, and true, and it's consistent with the Bible, you can trust that God is speaking. God is constantly speaking, drawing you into his presence and to his purpose. God has a purpose for everyone. The Bible records God saying, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." God has a purpose for you, and that purpose is always consistent with biblical principles. When we stay in the presence of God through worship, Bible study, and prayer, it's easier to discern if something in our path is from him. Often, God places the purpose right in front of us. There it is, and it's our choice to step into it. Often, that opportunity is connected around a relationship because God is a relational God. He puts people together. And we often don't take a step of faith because of fear and doubt. The responsibility or opportunity often seems impossible or overwhelming. We have this thought, how in the world am I going to do that? There may be a great sense of inadequacy. Sometimes we don't step into what God is calling us to do because of selfishness. I'm too tired, I have too much to do, I like my current thing too much to step out in faith to something else. And so we start bargaining with God. I can't do that. I don't have what it takes. I'm too tired. I'm busy enough already. And we may delay obedience, or even worse, may not be obedient at all. I've done it. I've questioned God, bargained, even delayed obedience, or worse, have been disobedient. And I'm thankful for his grace. His grace is sufficient. We don't have to be perfect to be used by God. Paul, a Christian missionary we learn about in the Bible, said, "But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me." God shows himself in our weaknesses. The feeling that God's purpose is calling is too big and too much is a common feeling among God's people in the Bible and his children throughout history, and it's definitely true of my life. But God has spoken his purpose into the lives of his people throughout history, and God's message to them as they took a step of faith was, don't be afraid. I am with you. People who have taken steps of faith are people like you and me who made efforts to connect with God. They are imperfect people who have had a relationship with God. They trusted him, and having a relationship with God made the difference. Because having a relationship with God does make a difference. So may your relationship with God make a difference in your life today.